It's noon, and the boats arrive in the Bay of Highland, considered by some to be the most beautiful in the world. One legend tells of how, in ancient days, the men of the island would eat only fish, and they stayed young and never grew old. Even today, a number of Saintsmen can't conceive of a meal without the fish of the day. The fishermen's faces don't reflect the fatigue of the past 8 hours spent on the sea fighting with the fish. Rather, they are triumphant and victorious. A victory that is slightly tempered by the fact that their income from the catch will only allow them to live until their next expedition. 50% of the economy depends on fishing, though that figure is dwindling with tourism and competing products. But to the Saintsmen, being a fisherman is not only a source of income, it's a traditional way of life. It represents both the history and the future of this unique culture lost in the middle of the Caribbean. The fishermen unload the fish. Portions are divided among the boss fishermen and all of the men who participated in the outing. Some fish will be sold in order to contribute to the upkeep of the motor and the net. Among Saint families, the struggle to capture fish hasn't yet produced a common fishing policy. At the present time, the archipelago has no specific infrastructure in place concerning the commerce of fish and its preservation. Jean-Claude and Philippe Maisonneuve are aware of the problem. They know that the Saint fishermen need to get together and create a cooperative, complete with a canning factory and a cold room, especially if their children decide to take up the ropes one day. The fishermen attach a lot of importance to the maintenance of the equipment. The seine is put to an arduous test with each outing and needs proper care. Methodically, it is posed on the sand so that the floats can be checked and the meshes repaired. While his brother carries out the necessary repairs, Philippe sells the portions of fish to the archipelago's few hotels and restaurants. Fish are an important part of both the local and tourist diet. Other fishermen will sell their goods to a wholesale fish merchant or directly on the lowland market. In lowland, just south of Guadeloupe, tuna sells for between $5 and $10 a kilo. The price depends upon the client, as local regulars pay less than restaurant owners. A good catch can bring in $10,000.
Allez, 50. 50 kilos. 50. 50. Qui fait ça? Allez.
In the bay, the Napoleon Fort, which has never been used, seems to gaze out over the calm of the horizon. Before its construction in the 18th century, Anglo-French rivalry had already marked the history of the archipelago. The French fleet confronted the British in the Saints Canal for one of the largest naval battles of the Caribbean. The terrible battle gave way to the military bases that have contributed to the economy of these little islands for more than 300 years. From their ancestors, the Saints have kept the lightness of their skin color and a partying spirit. They regularly fish couleru from the harbor, a small fish used in local cuisine, before drowning themselves in the heat of the carnival. The sustained rhythm of the songs is invigorating. A general good mood is quickly transformed into wild exuberance.
I feel that things should stay the way they are now among people from Les Saintes, Guadeloupe, and Marie-Galante. Definitely no big fishing boats in the Saints. I think if one day that happens here in the Caribbean, everything will be ruined. I think everyone on the continent is against that, having a lot of big boats come to fish for tuna here. I don't mind fishermen coming here, but we want to keep the traditional method of fishing, our method. We don't use radar or compasses. We calculate the direction of the wind and the movements of the currents and the moon, and then we know where the fish are. It's hard work, and right now, when there aren't a lot of fish, the fish that remain are ours.
The Maisonneuve brothers, like all the fishermen in the Saints, carry within them the undefinable happiness of living a life apart from modern society, in a country excluded from time.